Hey, what's going on, guys? Joe Munoz, OneStepPrep.com. Happy New Year, happy 2020. Hope you're doing well. Hey, I just did a virtual oral prep, much like what you're seeing here. Literally, I was in the same seat, same spot, recording, and not recording, but actually live, if you will, live with one of our clients. And we're doing a virtual oral prep with him. Here I am, Miami, Florida. He's in Denver, and I'm giving him an Airbus oral. I took some notes on it right here. I want to share with you some of the things that I wrote down and some of the things that you need to know going into an A320 oral that are almost always asked. And so one of the things I covered with him was the flight control laws. Okay, you very well know this. There's flight control laws in the 320, and almost always on an oral, they're going to ask you about these laws. Now, specifically, they're going to ask you the protections, and one of the things that is commonly covered is the side stick relationship. Now, what I mean by the side stick relationship is in normal law, alternate, direct, abnormal latitude, what relationship does the side stick have with the flight control surface? So are we in G load, are we in roll rate, are we in direct, or are we in a combination thereof, right? And so in normal law, for example, in the pitch axis, we're in G load, and in the roll axis, we would be in what's defined as roll rate, where we're commanding a roll rate as opposed to a direct relationship between the side stick and the actual flight control surface. And as the laws degrade from normal to alternate and later direct, and then if you end up in the abnormal latitude law, we're going to have various relationships with the side stick and the flight control surface. Likewise, even in normal law, there's different relationships depending upon the mode you're in, right? So normal law, 3 different modes: ground, flight, and flare mode, and what mode we're in will directly affect what relationship with the side stick we actually have between, again, the side stick and the flight control surface. You certainly want to know this. Like I said, this is one of the main things that are covered in orals is, one, the flight control laws, the degradation of the laws, the normal progression, if you will. How do you go through the different degradations, the contributing factors, how do you get there, and then the side stick relationship. Apart from that, the protections. And so we talked here about all the different protections in normal law and alternate and direct and abnormal latitude, how they degrade, how the questions are going to come. First off, before is a review followed by the probable question, the preferred response, right? Let me talk to you real quick about the ground mode and normal law as well. So, normal law, 3 different modes: ground, flight, and flare. And I mentioned to him that, and how do we know we're in ground mode, right? How do we know we're in ground mode? And so one of the giveaways is obviously you're on the ground, but apart from that, right, there's these 4 right angles on your attitude indicator, which is a tall tail sign you're in normal law in ground mode. And then we talk about the flight control relationship as the side stick relates to the flight control surface, which on the ground it happens to be direct. So direct flight control relationship between the side stick and the flight control surface, what that means is we're not in pitch or G load in the pitch axis. We're not in roll rate in the roll axis, and this is for the flight control check. This is also for the actual rotation of the aircraft off the runway. So the follow-up to, of course, what is the relationship between the side stick and the flight control surface? Once you have that right answer, perhaps the next answer could very easily be, well, why? What's the why behind it, right? And so, we're big advocates at One Step Prep of the why. Like, when you get to 1,000 feet, for example, and a 737, shifting gears for a minute, the call out generally is going to be N1 speed 210, or climb thrust flaps up maneuvering speed, or climb thrust bug up, or N1 bug up, whatever your company call out happens to be. But it's effectively all the same thing. It's a thrust reduction and acceleration. The flight director bar comes down, commands us to lower the nose so we can speed up and later clean up. I guess the point I'm making is, why are you doing what you're doing? Okay, if you know the why behind why you're doing what you're doing, or why the system works the way it does, it's a lot easier for you to understand and later bring that back up in discussion with the examiner. Okay, all of our courses are structured in that way. All of our in-person teaching is structured in that way. So, hey, hope this helps you. We want to help you online or in person, maybe virtually, much like what I did here just a few days back. Can't wait to do this with you. OneStepPrep.com is the website. My name is Joe Munoz. If you don't know who I am, I'm a major airline pilot, owner and founder here at OneStepPrep.com. We want to help you exceed and excel in training, and we hope you give us the opportunity to do that.